Good evening. Welcome to One Way Web Technologies video training series. This is the fourth installment of the WordPress training series, which basically gets you started to a point where you can start editing your brand new WordPress site. So far we have covered finding your new WordPress site for the very first time, logging into your WordPress site for the first time, and then I made a personal preference video having to do with preparing to edit your site, creating two tabs, one for editing and one for viewing, which is completely up to you. But in this video I want to cover the welcome to your new WordPress site basic settings that it comes with when you first install WordPress. Once you are more educated in WordPress, you will be able to click on dismiss and it will get rid of this section at the top, and then this area down here will basically be at the top, which is the basically the index of what your site contains. But for right now, I just want to cover a few basic edits that you're going to want to take care of in regards to settings for your site that you're going to want to take care of right away. Okay, if you cover them from here, you'll see that they correspond with areas here on the left, but for this video we're going to stay away from the things on the left, and we're going to go right here. But you will see when we click on each of these, I'm not going to click on your profile, or I will at the end, but I don't usually fill in a profile, but it's up to you if you want to. You will see that these under settings will all correspond with something in here under settings. So the very first thing that we want to cover really quick is when you start editing your site for the first time, is choose your privacy settings. So we'll click on here, choose your privacy settings. You basically have two choices: allow search engines to index the site, or ask search engines not to index the site. Indexing the site is when Google or Bing or other search engines send out what's called spiders to crawl the internet and find websites and find all the different pages associated with a website. If your website has been completely constructed and all of the text and pictures and everything are on your website, then it would be beneficial for you to allow Google or Bing to index your website, because you have content and you're probably not going to be changing it drastically. It has the main content on it. If your site is under construction and you have like a home page or several pages that do not even yet have any content on them, until those pages have worthy content that you will want people to see and be able to see in a search engine, it's my recommendation that you click ask search engines not to index the site. Once you have content on those pages and you're comfortable with them being viewed in a search engine, then you would click allow search engines to index the site. And then if you change one of them, you would click Save Changes, and then that would take place. Now I'm going to click the back arrow to bring us to the next one. Select your tagline and time zone. Okay, this, as you can see, brings us to General Settings, which under Settings is right here for General. This is where the title of your site is, and the tagline, which if we look back at the site here, test site, just another WordPress site. As long as you're using that text up there, this is where you would change it if it has not already been changed for you by your web designer, if you're doing it yourself. And most people don't want their tagline to be just another WordPress site. My One Way Web Tech site title is One Way Web Technologies, and then my tagline, which, you know, is like a coined phrase or maybe something that your company goes by or whatever. There is only one way to do business is. Okay, and then, so I've changed that, and if I go down here to the bottom and I click Save Changes, okay, and now I go to the site and I click Refresh, which is this circular thing here. I click Refresh. One Way Web Technologies, there's only one way to do business, his. So that is how you change the tagline at the top, but for right now I want to change it back. Just another WordPress site. Save changes. Okay, so that is how you change the tagline, and also your time zone. If you go here for time zone, depending on where you are, I would go up here to America, and I would go, because I'm in Florida, I would go to New York, which I know I've seen it in here. See New York. I would click New York and then save the changes, and that's where you can also set how you want your date format to appear on your site, and your time format, and what day of the week it starts on your site, and the email address that's set up. If you ever change your email and you want to change the email address for the site, if you ever set up a contact us page or anything like that, this is the generic email that that contact form is going to use unless you tell it otherwise. And then obviously this is your web address, and there is a way to make this different, but that is very complicated. I would recommend you do not touch either one of those lines because it could break your site. Alright, so we will save this, and we will go back. Whoops, excuse me, we'll go to the dashboard again. Turn comments on and off. This is very important to do prior to starting to create pages. WordPress, because it started off as a blog type creation system, people being able to comment on your posts is a normal thing. You would create a post, and then, you know, just like on Facebook, you make a post on Facebook and people comment like crazy on it. Not so when you have a website. It's really not necessary. If you're treating this as a website and you're creating normal web pages most of the time, you're not going to want people to comment on those web pages. You know, if you will probably create a blog page, and then you would want people to comment on that blog page, and there's a way to do that when you create the one specific page. But if you're going to be creating a bunch of pages for your website, one of the things you're going to want to do is uncheck this allow people to post comments on new articles. This will be checked. I've already unchecked it, but this will be checked, and you're going to want to uncheck it, so that every single time you create a new page, which is what the next video is that we're going to do, that video will not have the ability for people to post comments on it. And every other page that you create the default will be to not be able to comment. And then that way, if you create a blog page, I'll show you how, when you create a page, to allow people to comment on it. So one of the settings that you should do, as I'm teaching in this video, is this will be checked when you first come here. Uncheck it so people cannot post comments on new articles as the default. Alright, and then you would click Save, and then we're going to go back to the dashboard, and I'll just show you really quick the profile. Admin color scheme, basically showing a toolbar, what your username is, your nickname. This is, if you have a Yahoo Messenger IM or AOL Instant Messenger name, if you want to put your website on here, we're already on the website. But if you have another website, if you want to type some information about yourself, this page is completely up to you how much you want to put in your profile for your website. Okay, so I just wanted to cover those things very quickly. Let me just check settings here. Oh, one more thing I want to show you really quick is permalinks. Okay, if you click on permalinks over here in the settings, click on permalinks, you should also do this. Default will be picked when you have your site here for the very first time. It will be default, which means every time you create a new page, it's going to be the name of your site and then a question mark and a P equals and some crazy. These are all interesting ways that your site address will show up. If you choose for your website to look like a normal website does, it would be the name of your site / whatever page you're on. So if you have an About Us page, it would be the name of your site / About Us, or a Contact Us page would be the name of your site / Contact Us up in the top, up in the address bar up here. Even this one says WP admin / options permalink PHP. The way to do this to make your page look like a normal page instead of crazy stuff like this, question mark P equals 123 and dates and everything as the name of your page, you would just click actually post name is all you would need to do. Just click post name, and then the actual name of your page will be what shows up in the address bar, and it's very, very good for search engine optimization. It's very easy for people to find your pages because the name that is in the address bar, your permalink, which is what it's called, is the actual name of your page. So once you make a change, you click Save Changes, and you are set to go. So these are basically the first steps and the changes of the basic settings on your site. In our next videos, we're going to start getting more into the meat of your site. We're going to start adding some pages, deleting pages, editing pages, and get into some of the meat of editing your site. Anyway, thank you for viewing this video, and we will talk to you again soon.